Is within the carbon team?
And one of the 4 people that are on the carbon scenarios. I think that's one of our best features of the group.
Hey guys, Nicole.perrone here, $1 billion banker. Thanks for joining. Hey, did you know that last year...
To our origination staff, to our new originators that join us.
Welcome, everybody. We have Justin Lieberman live from Aruba, from President's Club sales trip down there with the entire CrossCountry gang. And we thought, what better place to get to meet and know Justin a little bit better. Justin has pioneered our group and, you know, helping us to be successful within the first couple months here at CrossCountry. And he's the OG. He and his team started the carbon team. So Justin, welcome. Thanks for joining us today.
Hey, thanks for having me today. You know, very exciting to be here in Aruba and hanging out with the top 100 here at CCM. It's great to connect with people from across the country, hang out with them, and just be real. So glad to have you be on your call, and looking forward to getting to know everybody out there in the world.
Love it.
The world getting to know us a little bit more.
Can we get a shot of the ocean there, or do you have an ocean view room, or what? Wow.
Yeah, what do you think? So right now, if you see over there, they're setting up for a beach party for us. So
I would show you what it looks like.
Should be a really fun, exciting day.
I would show you what it looks like out here, but there's really nothing to see. I thought the sun was coming out, but it's not. So, Justin,
no sun up there yet?
No, dude, it's not. It's bad. I'm excited to, I love these conversations with CrossCountry and opening up the door for people to get to know CrossCountry and, most importantly, the carbon team. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your history in the business, how you got here and how you started carbon?
So I've been in the industry since 2004. I started in the banking world for BNY Mortgage, which was the banking mortgage arm for Bank of New York Mellon. When they sold, my team and my group, which was a really close-knit group, we all kind of scattered and started to explore the industry, because what we learned is it's just not one side of the world being at a bank. So a couple of us went to Chase, a couple of us went to the broker world, and a couple of us went to the correspondent world. I personally started on my own there in the broker world at Bank of New York. I did a little wholesale, so I was starting to get the tease of all these different people out there, going out there and dealing with different banks and not being really loyal to the one bank, but being really loyal to the client. And that approach was what made me really get into this side of the business. Being in the broker world for 2 years, I saw some downsides. One being investors, one being at the operational expense of the investors. And that's when I challenged myself to start a team. It was me and 2 other guys. We started a team at Mortgage Masters in a little small location in Aberdeen, New Jersey. And we've now built that team up to be about 160 members strong, with growth on the horizon that we're hoping to hopefully double those numbers in the next 2 to 3 years. That's
amazing. So tell us a little bit about how Carbon Team is structured. What does the support and management team look like? So, for people that are thinking about, how did they do this? Like, tell us a little bit about how that works.
I think the one important thing about the structure of Carbon is how tight and how strong we are, right? We all know our strengths and we all know our weaknesses. And one thing we try to do is not to show our weaknesses and those become our strengths. So one thing we formed here is a partnership within Carbon. And the one cool thing about the partnership that we have here is all of us still produce. So we're all still producing loan officers doing business just like you and I. And I think that's what makes us different. So with us producing, we can't always just be a manager. So I think you get both sides of the world. You have someone who's doing what you're doing every single day, while you also have the help. So at Carbon, we have the help where operation is in-house. We do all of our loan officer assistants and all of our processors. They all report to us. We have a 5-lady team of our operations management team. Some help in underwriting, some help in processing, some help in opening and disclosing. So the resources that we have available to the loan officer, I think, are one of the biggest strengths that we offer to anybody out there. Now, Carbon is a tri-state company group at CrossCountry, and we're the #1 retail lender for them right now. So what that means is we're looking to hire people in the tri-state, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Pennsylvania, any one of those regions. That's what we try to build within our carbon core.
It's great, and an awesome market to be in here in the Northeast, and I can give a testament to the fact that I keep saying it's a company made by a loan officer, ran by loan officers, for loan officers, and some people might say, okay, well that sounds a little crazy, but it's really not. It's very refreshing to know that your senior management and people that you go to, no matter where, they may have just written a deal similar to the one you're inquiring about last week, and it keeps everybody on the same page. I was talking about the reprice the other day when Matt Reed sent a message and was like, "Hey, don't worry, I'm reaching out to pricing," and like an hour later, it reverted because it was like everyone in leadership kind of understood the market. They were pricing deals too. They had loans floating. They were watching what was happening and on the same page as everybody else. So, one of the things that I think a lot of people are probably curious about is, what's the process like here from an onboarding perspective and from a support perspective? Like, what do you get from Justin and the leadership team? I know you said everyone gets an LOA, which is really cool here, but can you tell them more about how we line them up and set them up from an operations and leadership perspective?
So when you first come in, we're looking at personality. The most important thing when you're looking at building a team, if you don't have one that you're coming with here, is to build the personality and see who fits with who. Because one thing we'll always say is we don't always get it right, but what we're always open to is listening to both sides of the parties, processors and loan officers, to get it right. So at the beginning, we work with the transition team here. That transition team helps you where they're basically helping you with your loans at the beginning, helping you get comfortable with Blend, help you get comfortable with Encompass, help you get comfortable with almost every different system that we have. We put you through a 2-week boot camp, and it's not that intense of a boot camp. It's about 1 hour per day. The most intense part, if you haven't had Encompass training, is that. But that's about it. So when you come in, you do get assigned an LOA, and you do get assigned your own processor. We try to keep it consistent so you don't have round robin of processors and you don't have round robin of LOAs, so you get to build the relationship. That's what we think is the key part when we're bringing on anybody onto our team.
Yeah, you could feel the difference. I mean, this is a relationship business. You get used to working with certain people. I've felt like it's so refreshing to see that even when you have changes in market and you have to make tough decisions, that you guys are looking around saying, "Hey, who are our strongest people? Why do we keep them here? How do we keep them moving forward, and how do we align them correctly?" It's a great part of the process here, and you don't really see it too much everywhere, to have that pod, that center of influence that can help support the process. When you think about all the options,
being as a loan officer, we've seen all those issues, and that's what the different part is. It's like we are experiencing it. We're not just managers who became a manager because we have a great degree. We're managers because we produce really well, and we like to teach, and we like to bring on what we're doing to other people. That's what's going to make us different versus most of the other managers that most people are working for. Companies have gone in the direction and said managers don't produce anymore. That has ruined their managers, in my opinion, because it makes them just sit where there's the last time that they produced. They don't understand where the industry has gone. I think that's really a true strength. Being LO first, just like you said, the company owner being a producer at one point in his life, it's LO first here.
Yeah, no, it is. And you see it in those little examples, just from products to scenarios to what a loan officer actually needs to succeed. It's like, without having that support, it could be another part-time job on top of being a full-time loan officer to do everything that you need from a support perspective. So it's a massive uptick. When you think about the other options people have in the business and where to go to be, how would you explain the difference or the differentiator, the benefit of being here at CrossCountry?
Products. Having the full spectrum of products, right? It's not about rates first. It's about having the product and the service for your client, right? Mm-hmm. I always say, if you're a contractor and you're going at your home and you have 3 contractors come in, do you always go with the cheapest one? Most people are going to tell you no, because they're afraid that something is going to be missed. I feel the same way in any industry. So what we pride ourselves on is being the best, right? We pride ourselves on being number one in having the most products available for us, and to have service that is really quick, because we want the client to feel just like they're buying a luxury car, as an example. We want them to feel smooth. We want them to refer their friends and family to us here.
Right. How many different investors are we signed up with and working with today?
I don't know the exact number, but I want to say it's close to about 180 investors. We just had a great new one add up in New York yesterday. I don't know if you noticed it, Nicole, but we had a sales call for our team. About 3 weeks ago, we had Huntington Bank on there, and they told us they'll never work with us in New York. Well, officially as of yesterday, we now have a doctor's loan in New York again with Huntington Bank with a great ARM product. So new investors for us keep coming on. That's why when you say how many we have, I don't really know because we keep adding every single day. And investors are starting to work with us with products for products, and that's where we're seeing other advantages too out there.
Yeah, which is incredible, and I like that analogy that you used with using the 3 contractors, but also just the way I express it to people in market is instead of having one lender with one set of guidelines, I have 180 with 180 set of guidelines, whether it be reserve requirements, FICO scores, LTVs, alt doc, Reno, C2P, reverse, HELOCs. I mean, you name it. It's something that can be done. If it can't be done here, it's like it can't be done anywhere.
That's our feeling for sure. It's like every medium shirt's not the same. So if you go to one place and try the medium on, it fits you. Then you go to another store and it doesn't fit you because it says medium. That's where you go to a bank. You're just in one product. So if that one product doesn't fit you, you're in trouble. With us, if the one product that we want to give you that has the best rate possible doesn't fit you because something may be on your profile, we have those other options for you where we still make home ownership available and affordable for people.
Yeah. What are some of the top people as you're out there in Aruba? What are some of the top people across cross country? What did they fund last year? What are you seeing the top guys?
So the top 10 fund over 100 million here. To make the top 100, you had to fund, I believe it was over $44 million worth of business last year. So that means that 100 people in our company funded more than some companies' number one people. It is impressive. And I'll tell you, when I'm hearing out here, the number one thing that all of them are saying is, it's not a bad market. They go, if you're sitting home alone and you're saying it's a bad market, there's no one to tell you it's not. And I'm going to tell you that it's not either, because last year we funded over $1.1 billion. It was still a good market. And we're started off strong this year with over 200 applications for our team last month. Right. It's been a really strong start. Don't get into that hole that says it's a bad market. So these guys and ladies who are here, they're producers. They put the blinders on when the market gets tough. They just keep working and keep hustling. When they see a down market, they see opportunity for growth. Because some people are going to be leaving this market because they find it too tough for them. They're not strong enough. And that's okay. It's going to happen. But everyone here, they're going to eat someone else's lunch for them.
Yeah. No, that's, there's something about like manifesting the reality of things, and you're telling yourself it's slow is just, there's definitely an impact on what you're doing every day, if that's how you feel. So I'm with you there. When you think about the mix of business that got the top people out there to Aruba and year over year, becoming the top 100, what does the mix of the business look like for them when you think about all the products that we have? I know there's so many new things that have come online. I know we service a lot of our loans, but can you tell about like kind of the mix of business here at CrossCountry of the top producers?
So the mix of business is exactly like you said, a mix. No one is one product. So there's no big, huge jumbo producer here that closed only 200 loans and closed 300 million. They're all closing large units. They're all closing a great mix of products because they're not focused on just one. So I think that's where like the big advantage of everyone here is you hear them talking about the non-QM space. You hear them talking about the community promise space. You hear them talking about the advantages that they see in the market. They talk about how realtors are more into getting commitments quicker than they are about their clients saving an eighth because they're just worried about getting the deals to closing as quickly as possible before something falls through and so it happens. So those are what you're hearing them talk about, not, hey, I'm doing so well selling this 110-1 IO or this one jumbo 30-year fix that's out there. Because the problem is, I'll tell you, is their pipeline never gets shut off. They're just selling products. They're not selling one thing where your chances can be changed. Yeah, we spoke about that. I apologize for the background noise, too.
No, actually, it doesn't sound bad. It's interesting because we just spoke about this the other day, whether we're talking to a recruit together, Justin, that's thinking about making a change, or we're talking to someone internally. You say it, best. Like you have to diversify your business. You never know when something's going to change. When you look at this market, I think it's taught us that lesson pretty big time. So,
and I hope everyone that we're talking to has a 401k, and I'm sure you're just not in one stock in that 401k. And if you are, we're not the right company for you. But if you're diversified, then we're the right company for you.
yeah, no, exactly right. It's spreading out and diversifying your mix of business. We heard the other day in the sales rally that 16% of the market is VA, I think they said, right? I mean, you're looking at 1 in every 4 loans being government today. I just reminded the team, like, we have to talk about government loans. Like, we can't just, leave them off the table. They're a real viable avenue for us and for buyers. And, even with the MI, the rate is significantly discounted. Sony May, all the grant programs, those are things that we got to get out there. So when you think about, you explored a couple different options before you came here to CrossCountry. Obviously, product was important to you, but how would you describe the culture in comparison to where you've been before, or just for people that are like, what's going on over there? How would you describe it? What's different about it?
What's the culture? It starts from the top down. So when we're going to be hanging out today, everyone's going to be hanging out and socializing. No one is better than the other person here today or anywhere. The culture is we're not going to be beat, right? And that's the attitude that from top down that we have here. We're going to make the LOs happy. We're going to make sure that the ones that want to be here are here and are happy being here, and making sure that they got the product that they need, making sure that they have the marketing tools that they need, make sure they have the database management tools that they need. When I looked at companies, me and my team, when we came here, it was 24 of us. I'm not sure if Al shared that with you, and all 24 of us came. And I think it's because we really did our homework. We interviewed 43 companies, and we narrowed it down to 3, and then we narrowed it down to 2. And this one just stood out differently because they were going to allow us to run our team like no other division, no other country or any company would allow us to. And I think that's what allowed us to go from 354 million here to closing over $1 billion in consistent years here.
And it really impressive as you think about that. And it is a very run it like your own business environment. There's no one size fits all. There's no one way to do it. When we talk to you as a candidate who's considering, why CrossCountry, we talk about all the different ways that we can set things up for you and your team. So it's a very tailored approach, which for me has taken a long time to get adjusted to, having Justin say, well, it's up to you. It's up to you. So, you get control back.
Make your judgment call.
Yeah, with great power comes great responsibility. So, and I love that culture of competitiveness. We're number one. We want to continue to be number one.
Yeah, today we have a scheduled football game against the owner, Ron. We told them our team versus anyone from Ohio. So today after the beach party, you'll be seeing a football game going on. It's competitive here. So if you have that competitive fire, this is the company for you. I think half the company was in the gym this morning working out, trying to pump as much weight as they possibly can. It's competitive. The number 2 or 3 guy, they want to be number 1, right? It's not like they're happy doing $290 million worth of business. They want to be doing $350 million, $450 million. So that's where this competitive fire has and goes. We don't want anyone to get stale here and just be complacent.
Yeah, I mean, to have guys doing over 300 million in 2023, is incredibly impressive. And Al did touch base on year over year how the market was down 27%, and at Carbon we were down less than
8%.
8%. Okay, so
8%.
Impressive. Super great sales culture, competitive. We want to win share. We want to win customers. And it's a company that, our main customer is really the loan officer, right? We're a mortgage company. That's all we do. That's all that pays the bills every day.
Trying to say, and maybe close it up on this, but I'll say it this way. If we don't close loans, we don't make money as a company. So we need to be closing loans, and that's what's making us become the number 1 retail and hopefully the number 1 mortgage company in the country. We have to close loans. That's our business. That's our industry. That's what we do. We don't do anything else. We don't want your deposits. We don't sell you a bank. We're selling you a mortgage. That's what we're here to do. And that's what we're going to do for you if you come here to join us or if you come here to work with us as one of our clients.
Amen. Let's go. Well, this has been great. It looks beautiful out there. I would love a clip of the football game later if you want to send it over to me. Maybe we could
We will
splice it
definitely
into
get
this.
you some clips. Scott Nadler, who hopefully maybe one day you'll sit down and interview on our team, he'll be out here taking some clips. He does a lot of that social media stuff for us.
Okay.
So you'll start to see some of that out there. But CrossCountry's next year. I kind of got a little sneak peek of where it is. You want to join early because you want to be in our top 100 because we're staying international. It's a great country. It is a beautiful location. I'm not going to spoil here because I don't want to ruin it for anyone else here at the company, but you want to be here to get there. All right?
I love that.
So it was great spending time, Nicole, this morning, and we'll chat soon. And everyone out there, CCM is the #1 company, and that's why people continue to join us every single day.
Let's go. Have fun out there, Justin. See you soon.
Money, money, money. Money, money, money. Crazy about my money.